testing this one. Okay, that's enough dancing. Okay, that's it. Enough dancing. All right. So, there's always technical issues anyway. Okay, but at least the camera is working. Okay, so good evening, everybody. It's 11:53 p.m. It's Friday, April 15th, 2022. Happy Good Friday, and also hope everyone's gonna enjoy the. Hopefully, everyone is gonna have a good Easter weekend. Okay, but oh yeah, I'm also a My Hero Academia fan. Okay, in case you don't know, because I cosplay a few characters from it. Okay, so lots of COVID updates, but I'm gonna try my best to make it as nice and easy to digest as best as I can, right? So here it is. If I can get this in, let's see. Does it work? Do I have this? There we go. Okay, so in New York City, I know I always do New York City, but it kind of relates to the rest of the U.S. All right, so I have to let me put this here. You need to be with me. All right. Oh well, I'll just do it here. Okay, so now I really encourage now for people to wear a mask indoors. Okay, but it's not just that. All right, if you're outside and you are not socially distancing, wear a mask, especially if you're one of those high risk people like me. All right, because I am asthmatic. All right, and I'm also in the healthcare field, so I deal with the public. All right, so wear a mask indoors, but all right, and also if you're in any kind of gathering, whether regardless of the size, whether it's small, big, or medium, if it's tight, if it's densely packed or whatnot, inside or outside, you need to mask up. Now, outside, you're fine, but if you're in a packed, dense crowd, then you need to wear a mask, okay? Can't emphasize that enough. All right. In Broadway, you know, started on April 30th, the vaccine proof requirement, the proof of vaccination will end, but the mask mandate will still be in effect. So it's similar to how the transit thing goes, which is actually over there, one of the bullet points. Okay, so why is that? 7 day average, according to the New York City Department of Health, or NYC DOH, 4.46 positivity rate. We want that to go in the ones around there. I know the previous Mayor de Blasio, wanted to go below 3%. I like to go a little lower than that. Okay, so around maybe 1% or below. Okay, I think that's aggressive. That's based on covidactnow.org. Or you can go below 10 per 100,000. Okay, so on a 7 day average, there's also a little over 2,000 confirmed cases. Still a lot. Okay, but not as much as earlier this year when we had the huge, big increase in Omicron back in December and January. Okay, well, it started in November, then it just went in December and January. All right, and there are 28 hospitalizations. Also, what I forgot to put in there, a 7 day average of about 2 deaths. So I like, I don't know why they do that. They do that 7 day average for those deaths. They should do not just a 7 day average. They should also rolling average. They should also do for the deaths. How many days, how many deaths occurred in that day. I also want to see how many cases were confirmed on that day. I just want to also let you know that with the case number 2,122, that is confirmed cases. Okay, In my opinion, I think the cases are undercounted. Why is that? Because a lot of people are now doing the home kit test, and not everyone is reporting whether the test is negative or positive. All right, because they're doing it at home. All right, and not only that, I kind of blame myself for this, but ever since I think January, February, I stopped testing. And I know, shame on me. I'm sorry. The reason why I did not test myself is simply because I don't have any symptoms, even though I'm high risk for it. I'm trying to think, because and I'm also very busy too. You can see why, I start my streams pretty late and it's late at night. So, you know, and usually I do if I were to do my regular testing, my regular PCR and rapid testing, I want to do it that's provided by the city where it's free. And if you remember before, seems like weeks ago, I would do it every week. Now, so anyway, it's important that when to get tested is first if you have any symptoms. So one example, Mayor Adams got tested positive. He's being quarantined, but he's doing okay. He has this little podium thing while he's doing his press conferences, and he all he had was a raspy voice or throat raspy voice, and he got tested positive. But he's doing okay. He's also fully vaccinated as well, and I don't know about the boosted part, but he is fully vaccinated, and so but he's quarantined. Okay, so what am I saying? When when do you get tested? Number one, if you think you've been exposed to someone who is either positive or exhibiting symptoms, could be exhibiting symptoms of COVID. Number one. Number two, if you have symptoms, okay, of COVID. If you think your symptoms are linked to COVID, so it's always important to get that test, okay? And also, when it comes to public transit, so the federal government is actually extending it for another 2 weeks. I think they said that it was going to expire on the 18th, and they're going to extend it for 2 weeks. So it's through at least early May, given the increase in cases throughout the US. I totally agree with it. Also, 31 states, including New York, are seeing increase in cases of at least 10% or more cases. All right. Also, so the health commissioner, Dr. Ashwin Vasan, says this, as we get into the Easter / Passover holiday weekend, that we also strongly recommend that people get a COVID test before and after attending any gatherings, and certainly before choosing to remove your mask at a holiday gathering. So rapid is fine. The thing is, I would rather do both rapid and PCR. So in this case, you can do PCR right before it. The problem is, I would do it about 3 days before. Reason being is that PCR takes a while. So I tend to get at a mobile clinic, all right, run by the city. And then that's before the gathering. And then after the gathering, usually I tell people to wait about 2 or 3 days. Okay, preferably 3 days, of course, because if you test right away when you come back home, you may get a false negative because there's an incubation period. But some people want to get tested like right away, but some variants, not all variants, but I think Omicron is the one where the incubation period can be as short as 1 day. But with most other COVID variants, especially the original wild type one, it takes about 3 to 5 days. Okay, up to 14 days. That's why you have the 14-day rule to quarantine. Okay, so and some people are still confused with that. Right now, it goes into like maybe 5 to 10 days, and it really depends. Whether you're vaccinated or unvaccinated, etc. So, but I have previous, but you can watch my other streams on YouTube for that. So, also we have new Omicron subvariants. Okay, there is one that I talked about a few days ago on Instagram. It's called the XE variant. So it is basically having some genetic material from the original Omicron variant, which is BA1, and then you take some from BA2, and then you get the XE subvariant. Now we have more Omicron subvariants, and this makes up about roughly 90% of New York cases. I need to double check that because I can't, I don't know if that's really true. What I do know is that Omicron is the dominating variant for the time being. Okay, so BA212 and BA212.1. And a larger concentration will be found actually in central New York State. So yeah, and what I'm hearing is that it's a little bit more transmissible. So please be careful. All right, but the disease severity, it's still similar to the original Omicron. All right, it's mild. The thing is, you can still die from it. Okay, just keep that in mind. All right, especially when we're talking about the more vulnerable or the ones who are more at risk. So we're talking again the elderly, ones with comorbidities, ones with weak immune systems, the ones who are unvaccinated, the ones who are not eligible for vaccination, etc. Also, Pfizer is because they're expanding faster than my vaccine, Moderna. Then again, Pfizer is in Manhattan, the headquarters in Manhattan, and Moderna is somewhere in Massachusetts. Okay, but anyway, beside the point. Pfizer is planning to request an emergency use authorization in EUA for a booster for those ages 5 to 11. So the time frame would be similar. So it would be about 6 months. I know you heard 5 months before, but the reason why with the other ages where it's 5 months instead of the 6 months, simply because there was a big surge going on, and we wanted people to get the increase in antibodies soon. All right. So actually, I forgot to put some of the information in here, but anyway, for those ages 5 to 11, they, according to Pfizer, okay, so don't take my word for it. This is from Pfizer. It's very efficacious for when given the third dose. All right, about at least 6 months from the second dose. Okay, so 37 times more antibodies. Okay, and the dose is going to be the same volume as the first two doses. Okay, and we're waiting for that. And if it does get the emergency use authorization, I will update the slides that I have for the vaccination, which I will get to in a bit. All right, because I have to make some corrections from my last stream, well, from 2 streams ago, because the previous stream was the subway stream, but I have to make a few corrections from the previous COVID update. Okay, there's one that I got from Nini and the Brain. I think she's on Instagram. Please go follow her. Okay, amazing doctor. All right, so she found 2 studies. I think one of them's from Colombia, from 2 years ago, and she said that far UVC light, so at 222 nanometer wavelengths, it kills about 98% microbes in about 5 minutes. Safety, there needs to be more safety data in order to make sure that this can be used at a on a day, on a more in more widespread use. But want to again, we want to make sure people are safe. Okay, conventional UVC light, can damage the skin. All right, but the but at 254 nanometer wavelengths. All right. Another thing that I find very fascinating is that the FDA has given a emergency use authorization for the first COVID-19 breathalyzer test. It's called the Inspect IR COVID-19 test, and we're going to talk about this one. So this one is that luggage. Look at this. It's a carry-on luggage with a little straw and a little computer thing and all that. You know what? We need something that's pocket size or something smaller than that. I wonder how heavy that is. Okay. Get results in about 3 minutes. So you can do about 160 samples a day. But this is all coming from the FDA website. All right, and some other site that I see there, especially with the pictures. The pictures from that I can't even see it. That second link on the bottom. Okay, so 91.2% sensitivity. Sensitivity meaning that if how it, how well it can detect COVID. So it has a 91.2% chance of detecting it. It's like sensitive, like you're sensitive to sound. It doesn't take much, you can hear it. The more sensitivity you have, the more you're able to detect it. It has about a 99.3% specificity. So specificity is whether you can determine whether you can distinguish or determine whether this thing is actually the real deal. So two differences. One, can it sense it? That's sensitivity. And then the specificity. Once you get a positive, is it really the real deal or is it a false positive? A higher, the higher the sensitivity, okay, you could have a higher chance of false positives. Okay, and the lower of the lower. Hey, DJ Nick, thank you for coming to stream, and it was great seeing you on Instagram Live. So, oh, I can't. It's like it's dark. It's 12:10 a.m. right now as I speak. I know you're 3 hours behind. Okay, it was quick. I didn't see much because I have bad cell service, especially when you're going under the tunnel. What's a Brandon card? But I got my Brandon cards. How's it going? It was busy at work, okay, and because I had to prepare something, and I have an appointment tomorrow. I have to see the doc. I have to visit with a doctor, take care of something. Okay, so anyway, so look at this. All right, Nikki, look at this thing. We got a rapid COVID rapid test. The structure deck have this card called Branded Fusion, and it made Yu-Gi-Oh deck busted. I'm so outdated on that. I was thinking. I always think if you have all five of the Exodia cards, I thought the game is over and you win. It looks like one of those voting machines that I saw when I worked as a poll worker. Remember, if you're listening only and you haven't seen the video, it's POLL, not one of those where you pull your legs and you're pole dancer. Now it goes way deeper than that. Yeah. You know what? I don't understand why it looks like a luggage. You know what? If it's something like this, I want this to also measure the blood alcohol level too. Okay, while you're at it. Okay, two birds with one stone. What do you think? Okay. All right. So it uses something called gas chromatography and mass spec. All right. Since I have background in chemistry lab, I'm gonna explain. Also taking up data science classes because I need a better job. and actually do something for a living. Yeah, I support it all the way. All right. I'm a pharmacist, as you know already. I got my doctorate in LIU Brooklyn in 2013, and I love what I do. I just don't like the red tape and all that. But I love helping people. Everyone's looking for Dean. Okay, I tell them everyone's looking for Dean. I have a patient who told me, "Don't work too hard," and I don't know what to say. I'm like, oh, what have I done? Ooh. Okay, so now gas chromatography. So when I was in chemistry lab, at the time, because I was doing something called vinyl ketene complexes. So just in lay's terms, we were basically binding, hydrocarbon, organic compounds with metals, and we wanted to see how metals can actually change the bond, the carbon hydrogen, the carbon bonds, the organic bonds between the carbons and all that. Oh, that's so interesting stuff. I miss I miss that. It was so interesting. So we had something called the column chromatography. So chromatography, just in simple terms, is when you're trying to separate substances, but in this case, you're separating gases. All right, and it identifies chemical mix. So it separates and identifies chemical mixtures. That's the chromatography part. Now we're talking about gas substances, and I'm not talking about my farts. I'm talking about coming up from your mouth. Okay. Now that like as in gases, like matter, not the ones that come this way. I'm talking about this one. So because you see how he's blowing through that. I can't. Might have a dirty mind. Okay, so blows into it. It tries to see all this air and just say, okay, what's this? Is this it? This that? All that. So it's gonna detect 5 volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, not VODs. This will be a VOD soon, but this video. But VOCs, volatile organic compounds, are associated with the SARS-CoV-2 virus, the ones that cause the virus that causes COVID. Okay. So, and then the mass spectrometries, where they have these electrons, they'll fire electrons, pew 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 pew. Okay, and then it's going to determine different weights of each of the compounds, and again, that would also determine whether you have one of those 5 VOCs associated with the SARS-CoV-2 virus. So, as you see what this guy is doing, you blow into the red straw and you attach it to the chemical analyzer or that carry-on luggage. But before you do that, please do not eat, drink, or smoke at least 15 minutes before you do the test. And the reason being is that you don't want to have any false positives. Okay? Or false negatives, of course. All right? So make sure you clean your mouth, okay? Just saying. Okay. You can use this in clinics, healthcare settings, or mobile testing sites. And this is not for personal use. This is clearly not for personal use. Okay. Also, by the way, you might have to clean that straw for each use, or maybe that straw you just use that, just throw it away or something. Okay. That being said, and this is the kicker, you still need to do a PCR test afterwards as a confirmatory test. Okay, if you're not sure about it. I can't stop thinking. I don't know. This thing, look, there's not a lot to go around it, so we're still waiting for mass production on this one. But as you can see, it's already made, but it's rare at this point, so we'll see. All right. So the next thing here, we're gonna talk about the subways. And before I talk about the subways, I just want to say that we got him. We got that asshole. Oh my goodness. I can't I'm so happy we got this guy. So this guy, his name is Frank Robert James. All right, this guy was on YouTube. I don't, yeah, was in YouTube. He's going to court, and I hope they lock him up because what he did is despicable. Okay, and he could have killed people. But this is unacceptable. You don't do that to the subway. So if you just if you don't remember, whoever, if you were under a rock, so on Tuesday morning in the rush hour at around 8:30 a.m. at the 36th Street station, yes, I feel the city still needs to stay. Of course. Okay, I know because we've gone through 9/11 here. All right, I live in New York City for 33 years. Okay, my first year was in the Philippines, of course, but yeah, around there. I used to live in, they call it Project Fort Quezon City, and that place was pretty dirty. I can't even breathe there. I remember revisiting back in 2006. I know it's 16 years ago, but it doesn't feel like 16 years ago. But so anyway, so this guy, you know, be prior to doing the videos, he was saying about how, he was always complaining and always having his grievances. I couldn't, I just could not stand watching his videos because it was full of word salad. 36th Street, that's where NLBC is held. Hmm, what is that? I Let me see. I feel stupid. What's going on? NLBC. Next level. Oh, New Life Baptist Church. Let's see. This one is, yes, that's right. That's near the. That's a few blocks north of 36th Street. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sorry. What's also one block west of the 36th Street station is the Japan Village. Okay, so, and it's really nice when you go back to New York. Okay, Nikki, I strongly suggest going there. It's like there's a Japanese grocery, Japanese dining, and then there's also, they have something called Book Off, so it has all these manga and all the stuff that you see in an anime con at a dealer's room or artist alley. So that, but year round, and I love it. So anyway, exactly. We miss you here in New York, in the New York City tri-state, like, just to be specific. It is. Okay, look, here's my my Hero Academia, and here, it's my guy here. So anyway, okay, so yes, I mean, it's from time to time. I need to visit. I Northern California, well, San Francisco area, but not yet. Okay, because need to work. Everyone's looking for Dean. I wish we have a teleporter. I really do. Where you go from one place to another in 1 second. That would be great. But I don't know if you saw a South Park episode. It was so many years ago. There was something called It, and it was this guy made by Mr. Garrison, the teacher, and it was a round thing, and they would travel really fast, but for some reason the government would uh, put his invention, like he put his business on the one that goes fast from one place to another. They put it on out of business simply because it was taking jobs away from the airline industry. Anyway, that's not capitalism. It's kind of like one of those crony ones. But anyway, that's beside the point. But I really want the teleportation so you can just go back between New York and San Francisco or San Jose and whatnot in just seconds. That's it, not hours. That would be awesome. Okay, so anyway, like just if you can recall, this guy entered in King's Highway, and they had working cameras there. For some reason, we weren't vigilant about it. We didn't notice, but he had issues trying to get in, but he was able to get in, and he allegedly started terrorizing it between the 59th and 36th Street station because it was in a northbound N train, and what I found out was one of his smoke bombs went off a little earlier than expected, and then he went on a shooting rampage and he shot 33 rounds. He shot 33 times, and after the 33 times, his gun got stuck, and it actually saved lives. Actually, so it prevented from getting it any worse. And he injured, I think, around between. Some people say 23 people, some people say 29 people, but 10 people were shot. I think 5 of them were critically wounded, but none of the injuries are life threatening. And also, earlier today, people, 5 heroes were recognized at a press conference earlier this morning. Okay, so this guy is not held on bail, and this Frank James person, so I think they're really gonna put him in jail. I think if he does get convicted, it's life in prison, just like that. But we'll see how it goes. It's not over yet. Okay, but the evidence is still there. I mean, he he you know, this, yeah, he said he's gone through a lot, but two wrongs don't make a right. Just because you're going through a lot, you don't go on a shooting spree, and then detonate 2 smoke bombs and put people at risk. It's this is unacceptable. All right, enough of my ramblings. Let's go to my subway stuff. Let's do this. So this one is going to be for April 16th to 17th. Okay, so here's the ongoing. I don't have a date yet on April. Right now it's April 16th. We're halfway there. So maybe April 30th, who knows? But 2 and 3 trains are still skipping Clark Street. So that's ongoing. And then the next thing is at nighttime. So 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. 9th Street and 23rd Street on the PATH train is still closed for station maintenance. All right. And the next thing is from 3:45 a.m. to 10 on Saturday to 10 p.m. on Sunday. I think this is through May 16th. All right, but anything can change. That's why I don't put the dates if I when I post it on Instagram tomorrow. So the southbound N is express between Astoria Boulevard and Queensboro Plaza. So it will skip 30th Avenue, Broadway, 36th Avenue rather, 39th Avenue. Fun fact: when I was young, when we first went from the Philippines to New York City. The first place I lived in the U.S. was actually a house that's actually 1 block from the Broadway station, and between the house and the Broadway station was a municipal parking lot. I don't have access to Google Maps at this point because if I were to put it there, it's gonna mess up my thing. But that city municipal parking, whatever that is, it's still there actually. But the problem is, Astoria rents has gone up ever since because it's very easy to get to Manhattan, and then of course there's the skyline. If you have tall buildings there, and that makes the property values go really high. Okay. So this is also, I think, also May 16th, up through May 16th as well. We're going to actually focus on the R train in Brooklyn. Okay, so On days and evenings, on from Friday 11:45 p.m. to Monday 5 a.m. So again, this is during the days and evenings. So our train will run, between, so 71st Avenue, okay, all the way to 36th Street, and it's going to go on the D to 9th Avenue as the last stop. And buses will run between 36th Street and 95th Street, making all stops here. Just want to point out the fact that N train is going to be local in both directions at 45th and 53rd Street, just as a FYI. Okay. Late nights, there are no R trains. Okay. So a bus will run between 30, 36th Street and 95th Street. That will continue actually, and then you have to use other lines as well. So, okay, so I just have to, I almost forgot to put no R, and then bus runs between 36th Street and 95th Street. So I'm gonna put on Instagram tomorrow morning for Saturday morning. Okay. Yeah, that's the perks. You gotta come if you want the subway stuff first. You come to Twitch, okay, and you get to see what I'm talking about. Okay, so next thing, this one is from 9:45 p.m. to 5. It's on Friday night and until Monday 5 a.m. That's April 18th. So we're gonna get to Manhattan. Southbound A and C trains skip 50th Street. However, A, C, and E skips southbound, skips 23rd and Spring Streets. Okay, and we're gonna get to the F. Southbound F is express between Smith 9th Street and is a King's Highway over here. Wait, Smith. There we go. Smith 9th Street and King's Highway. It will stop at 7th. Yo, what the hell's going on Brooklyn Railroad? Where are you going in Brooklyn, Alex? Okay. So, yeah, there's some stuff going on. I don't think it's going to be as crazy as the previous weeks. All right, but just bear with me. So, southbound F train is expressed between Smith 9th Streets and Kings Highway. So, it's going to make stops at 7th Avenue, Church, and 18th Avenue. So just letting you know. G train will still run along here. It's the northern part we're going to actually talk about, which we're going to talk about now. So, there's no G between Bedford, Nostrand Avenues and Court Square. So you're going to take the bus. The bus will run between Bedford, Nostrand, and Court Square. I was going to Brooklyn Botanic Garden, but change of plans. But going to Queens Botanical. I mean, it depends on where you're coming from. So you actually have to take a bus to get to the Queens Botanic Garden. All right. So I think you should be fine. You would have to take the 2 and 3 trains to get to Brooklyn Botanic Garden. Okay? It's not a long walk. I'm going to try to go to San Francisco this Easter. Hell yeah, you do. you got to get away. You just got to get some fresh air. Oh, because I can't work every weekend. They're asking you to work every weekend? Wow. Okay. So, what is next on my thing? 11:45 p.m. to 5 a.m. Let's get to the 4 train. All right, southbound 4 skips 138th Street Grand Concourse, but also the 4 train splits at 125th Street. In Manhattan, the 4 and 6 trains are local through the entire route in Manhattan. Also, you're not going to see the 5 trains in Manhattan, All right, or Brooklyn. Actually, weekends you don't see the five trains at all in Brooklyn unless if there's an advisory. So on weekends for Saturday and Sunday, five will only run between Dyer Avenue and East 180th Street. And you're gonna have to end up taking the two train and the four train for the missed stops. Okay. Next thing is we're gonna get to Queens Boulevard, and eastbound E and R trains is expressed between Queens Plaza and Roosevelt Avenue. And I'm gonna probably expect a slowdown because the F train's in the way. Number one, number two, given that they're doing some track work, we'll see. It's usually for these kinds of things, you think you're gonna go fast. Nope, probably not, because when it slows down, this is what you're gonna hear. That means they're doing construction, so they're moving at slower speeds for safety reasons. That's what they're trying to say. Okay. And then I also stated that N train will stop at 45th and what? Oh, it got technical. What was that all about? Oh, let me put this here. What was that? That is so funny. Is it working now? Kind of. You know, you hit the wrong, you don't always hit the right buttons, don't you? Ah, shame on me. Oh, maybe it works like this. Oh boy. Anyway, I think this is good enough. Okay, so. All right, so. Is it fixed by itself? Yeah, I think it's fixed. I think it's fixed now. No, I see. I'm a little OCD about these things. I'm a little OCD about it. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is what's the next one here? All right, L train. One section is taken out of service, so no L train between Myrtle Wyckoff and Broadway Junction. So you're gonna use the bus. I get off. I live. I mean, my work is about 10 minutes from the Halsey Street station. So there's one bus in particular. There is something called the B20 bus, so you can actually you can actually use that on these areas. Okay, so just kind of it's kind of personal because that's my area where I work because I work in this area. So the next thing is, and you have to use buses in this area too, between these two stations. The next thing is we're gonna go back to the N train, so 5:45 a.m. to 10 p.m. This is only on Saturday, and the southbound N trains express between 59th Street and Kings Highway. Also only on Saturday, 6:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. It's only for the morning, mostly for the morning. There's no 3 and 4 trains east of Utica Avenue. You have to take a bus. All right. Also, lastly, like when it comes to commuter rail, this is not on the map here. This is for Long Island Railroad. So West Hempstead, Long Island Railroad trains to and from West Hempstead, it's gonna skip Valley Stream. So just keep that in mind. Okay. So anyway, so about this Queens Baton. So Alex, I don't know if you're still there. Is there a reason why you're changing from Brooklyn? Oh, my camera's off. Shoot. So I actually do have a question. So the question I have is, is there a reason why you're changing from Brooklyn Botanic Garden to Queens Botanic Garden? I don't know if you're still here. Okay, good. I'm here. Well, I had to plan it. Oh, your cousin. Okay, got it. So, I'm still considered a member for Brooklyn Botanic Garden. So, you know, and I really miss Sakura Matsuri. I really want that to occur for Brooklyn Botanic Garden. That's why I became I bought membership for Brooklyn Botanic Garden, but I don't know. So, I think in the let me see if I have access. Let me see, Queens Botanic Garden, but it's Queens Botanical Garden. So this one, you take the Q44 Select Bus service. I remember passing by that. All right, I take that because that's a fast bus. So depending on, excuse me, depending on where you are. So if you're coming from Jamaica, you what you do is from Jamaica Station or Sutphin Boulevard, Archer Avenue, Jamaica. I mean, well, that's the Sutphin Boulevard, Archer Avenue, the one where with the air train and the Long Island Railroad. What you can do is you can take the Q44, and it actually goes there. Very easy. Well, Sakura isn't occurring. I did go to DC. How was it? I don't know if I really want to go there. Okay, because I know how to get a. I know a little bit about DC because I know how to use the subway, how to use the DC Metro. Okay, I was faking being a local because I know how to get around. I'm also well. What I'm also doing is I'm trying to figure out why. Because I'm going to Boston. I'm going to Anime Boston, right? And my Amtrak train got canceled going to Boston, so I decided to find the bus, and the best bus I can find that could help that fit my schedule because I need to arrive at Anime Boston super early is the Flix bus. It was good there. Well, it was a good one there one day. A lot of cosplayers. Maybe I should consider. I guess. Yeah, maybe I should. I'm considering. All right. So yeah, I'm trying to think. All right. So in Anime Boston, I'm gonna have to come up with exact change because there is a light rail. Called the Green Line, and I don't have the information for it. Sorry about that, but just picture it in your head. Okay, so in this Flix bus, when I go to Anime Boston, I'm gonna get off at Brookline. It's a suburb in Boston, I think. I don't know 100% about Boston, but I was hoping that I was gonna get the Charlie card or Charlie ticket. I froze again. Because I was moving the thing a lot. So I went one day and I got a lot of connections. Anyone in DC from any? Okay, got it. Okay, usually in the Northeast, like every time you go to a con in the Northeast, you're gonna see people who you know. Okay, a lot of people in the tri-state area would go to the Northeast cons. Okay, and speaking with Anime Boston, so I already said, I don't know if you know, I got approved to do a panel for Con Survival, and I will record it. It's not gonna be on Twitch, but it'll be on YouTube. I will actually put my iPhone on airplane mode so people don't bother me. Okay, put it on silent just to be safe, and then I record myself. Okay, I actually have these. Hold on, let me see. But so my friend gave this to me. Where is it? Maybe this. Yeah, this is it. Okay. So okay. So I have this. Oh, now the camera is not working. Okay. I have this here. So I'm gonna think this here. I don't know how this goes here. So what I'll do is I'm gonna put this in here, and then let's see. Here it is. No, this one. Then I just roll this one like this as such. Let's see if it does this here. Let's so just roll this. All right. And then I'll just put this. This is my new thing that my friend gave me as a gift. So just put this here. Hopefully my phone can survive this one. Yeah, I took out a few cards here, so here you go. So I get to record. Yes, that's right. Well, it's not a selfie stick. This is a little mini tripod. So you'll see here. You get to see what I deal with here. See, there's my view. Let's see. Oh, that's so cute. And you get to see my OBS and all that. So, all right. Enough of that. So, just kidding. How do you do selfie stick? Let's see. Hey, maybe we can use it like this. What else do I have? So, oh, there's a hole. No! What is this? Oh, freaking! I dropped something. What is this? I. I thought I heard something. What is that? Oh well. Okay. So this one I don't know what this is. Anyway, so what I'm also gonna do, so in addition to this, so this is more GU here. See? Alright, let me get my phone out. Okay. Let me put this back in. I have to get a new bag. Okay, so this one is for my phone. So I'm gonna take this out here as such. There's also my little upgrade. I'm gonna put this here. All right, this is my little light that I also got as a gift. Then I have this thing that could charge it as well. So just hold it like this. It maybe died already, I don't know. Okay, there. This is the light. So I get to control it too. See? So this one I'm gonna use soon. Maybe this is get lower. I don't know. Here. There we go. Gets lower. No, that's not a new. No, that I've been having this. This is my iPhone 10s. I've been having this phone since 2018, and I am not changing my phone anytime soon. So I'm gonna put this in. So this one will be like in the future. So let's see, because I have to do this. So I can you. This is more for my stream. So anyway, let's see. 100, and then I can just do this. I don't know. It seems weird though when I do it like when I do it like this, because the light is. I look a little bit more orange. Maybe when I went upstairs when I did the in the roofs, I'll do that. So, all right. No, not like that. No, maybe just put this in the no. Maybe put it like this, but my glasses will be glaring. So anyway, this thing is bright. Okay, got to turn this off. I got to charge this too. So okay, so yeah, those are my stuff. This one I'm gonna use it for like in the future, but right now I don't need to because I have the lights already. That's more than enough. But the more importantly, I'm gonna use this little device here. I'm gonna attach it anyway, just to be safe, and I'm just gonna put this in the middle. All right, and I'm gonna use that for my like when I do the panels. All right, so the update is I am confirmed for CPAC. So that's my next con, CPAC, and I'm gonna do a panel there. Anime Boss, I'm gonna do a panel. Uh, First Puchicon in Camelback that's being worked on. It's more of a timing, so there's a possibility of a third one. So we're working on that. The thing is, I don't have a car, and there are not a lot of routes. There's it's not as frequent to take a bus from New York City to the Poconos, specifically the resorts like Camelback. And I've never been to Camelback before. Fanime, AX, and Anime Anniversary are the cons I'm going on. You have to go. You really, 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 really have to go to AX. I love it. I went there 4 years ago. It's amazing. I went on all 4 days. That's the only con that I've been to where I went all 4 days. I didn't go to day zero because on that day zero it was a Wednesday and it was uh it was the 4th of July and I hate fireworks as an autistic and it's like it drives me nuts. I don't want to get meltdowns. Okay, I want to go to NorCal's Anime NYC, but I might move and we'll put cosplays on sale. Oh man. NorCal's Anime NYC, that's Fanime, I think. But Fanime is easy, and also Crunchyroll Expo. That's the one where it's walking distance, I think. So I would go to those. Hopefully, you do a review, maybe. Okay, so yeah, so the Puchicon one that's in Camelback. So we're we're I'm trying to get that together. Okay. The thing is though, he wants me to be the first panel of the day. The problem with that is, and I really really want to start. It's just that 11 a.m. is also the time when the bus arrives. So it's not fair for those who attended the event, and I come in pretty late, and there's also a little bit of time that I have to look for the venue, and then I have to set up and all that. So you know, it's likely that it's going to be approved. It's just I think they're going to put me in 12:30 or something like that. We'll see. We don't. So we're still ironing out the details. If for some reason I do move back, hopefully I would not go to uh, Colossal Con East or New York Comic Con. Why wouldn't you go to New York Comic Con? Is there? Oh, maybe pro- you probably saw my ticket prices, but Colossal Con East, that's in the Kalahari resorts in the Poconos. So it's in the same region as where Camelback is. The same bus that I'm going to take to get to Camelback is also that same. I mean, the bus that they'll take me to Camelback, that's also the same bus that'll take you to Kalahari Resorts. So I don't know. People were telling me to go to Colossal Con East. So I don't know why you wouldn't go. My reason for not going is simply because I have a I already have a lot of cons on my plate as it is. So Anyway, it's been great talking to you. Okay, so I hope everyone have a great weekend. I'm actually looking for someone to raid, and I'm trying not to make a mistake about it because the last time I did a raid, the person already ended. So many cons, I better get to bed. So organize them. Yes, always stay healthy and safe. I'm gonna say that in every time I end the stream, but I actually have to find someone to raid. So okay, there is one person I will raid, and I just followed him. He's from New Jersey. I'm gonna raid this guy, and I don't know how many hours he's going, but anyway, so I will annoy you until you guys can give me a good recommendation for a job. Hmm. Yeah, that I would go with data science or whatnot. You know. So, okay, so yeah, he is live now. So we're gonna raid. What is it? It says raid Great Red Dragon. Yes. So he's doing Shining Force 2. That's actually a game that I'm considering that to be streaming, that I want to stream. Okay, once I get everything together. So here it is. By the way, it is intended for mature audiences. So as he said, as my mod says, as DJ Nicky Zem says, have a great day, and I hope you all stay healthy and safe. Y en las palabras de Doctora Maria Polo, he dicho, boom, transmisión cerrada. Have a good night. I'll see you Sunday.
He will do the same to us if we lose to him. We must not be defeated.